Okay, so the last lesson we had a look at how to orchestrate a paradiddle between hi-hat and snare drum. We had a look at dynamics, how to make sure this doesn't sound like an exercise, but it sounds like a groove. What we're going to do today is take bits of a paradiddle and insert it into a rhythm, like an eighth note rhythm. So let's start by just revising what an eighth note rhythm is. Simple, bass on 1, snare drum 2, bass drum 3, snare drum 4, eighth notes in the hi-hat on your right hand. So you get this. And for now we want to leave the melody, and I call the melody the bass drum and the snare drum pattern, intact. But we're going to use a paradiddle. Well, let's start with half a paradiddle to make this a bit more interesting. So we're going to work with the right hand paradiddle first. Remember, that's right, left, right, right. And we're going to try and insert this into the third beat. Sounds like this. So 1 and 2 and paradiddle. Paradiddle. Now, in order to do this without really affecting the groove too much, I don't play a hi-hat with the fourth beat because I'm coming out of a double right, and it makes more sense here to play the left hand by itself. You don't have to, but that's one way of doing it. I find that a bit more snappy than if you play paradiddle. But both ways are, of course, an aesthetic choice that you can make yourself. So there we go. I'm just going to speed it up a little bit to give you an idea of what it sounds like. Paradiddle. And you'll notice I haven't used any dynamics here. You can, you don't have to. I quite like that snare being straight after the 3. But with dynamics, it would be this. Of course, you can also play with it. Maybe one bar has the soft left hand, the next one's got a loud one. So there you go. That's half a paradiddle, the right, left, right, right half, inserted into a rhythm. Let's have a look what we can do with the left hand part. Left hand part, remember, is left, right, left, left. Between snare drum and hi-hat, sounds like this. Let's say we want to play that on the second beat. Sounds a bit like this. 1 and paradiddle. Doesn't sound bad, but I think this is really one of those instances where using dynamics, ghosted notes, played softer on the snare drum, really makes this groove come to life. Now, if we want to leave the backbeat where it is, and I said in the beginning, for now we want to leave the melody untouched. That leaves us with the last 2 left hands, the double left, and we can definitely play those softer. And then it sounds like this. Very important here, you want to play the backbeat as a downstroke. Remember, a downstroke is a loud one, after which you keep your stick close to the snare drum. That makes it so much easier to play the 2 left hands, like that, yeah? And a tap, soft note, is really either from your wrist or by opening those fingers, so the stick drops onto the snare drum. Be very careful not to go up first, yeah? From your neutral position there, just down, like that. Let me do it again. So there you go. Now, of course, we can combine the 2 parts we had now. We've got a left hand part on the second beat, a right hand paradiddle on the third beat. Let's see what it sounds like if we combine them. There you go. Now then, we can also start to build a phrase, but we're going to have a look at this in the next lesson.